Came home from watching The Exorcism, starring Russell Crowe, directed by Joshua John Miller. Joshua John Miller is the son of Jason Miller, who played Father Karras in the original 1973 classic, The Exorcist. He's also one of the little kids that appear in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch back in 1982. He played one of Tom Atkins' kids. Remember, he had a boy and a girl, and he was visiting and gave them masks. And if you saw the scene, you know what I speak of. That was him. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just when I thought that Hollywood wouldn't screw things up more with Exorcist Believer back in last October, I guess they weren't finished. They said, no, this is only the beginning. The Exorcism, with all due respect to the director, was god awful, in my opinion. It was bad. It started out kind of cool because, all right, let me give you the whole scenario. There's this Russell Crowe plays this aspiring actor. He's up in his years though, and he's a recovering alcoholic, and and his daughter's staying with him for a certain amount of time from school. So she helps him get this part as a priest, which is basically Father Karras's part in this kind of like ripoff or remake of The Exorcist or something. They had the sets, they have the movie sets and everything, and and he gets the part. And so the idea is that this whole movie is essentially about the whole mythos of what happened during the filming of The Exorcist. Also, other movies which are mentioned in this film, like The Omen, like Poltergeist, where bad things happen during the production set, and you see a little bit of that in this film. And so it kind of like goes on that idea that films can be cursed. Okay, in this particular film, in the making of this movie was cursed by a demon, an actual real demon called Moloch. Now, for those of you who are not aware of who Moloch is, his name is mentioned in the ancient Hebrew scriptures as a demon where pagans used to sacrifice babies to. And so he was like the demon of sacrifice per se. And so that's what you see kind of like and evolve or kind of like grow. It's a slow burn in this movie. And Tony, Russell Crowe's character, is struggling with his parts and all that. What he doesn't know is that he becomes infested or possessed by Moloch, right? And and then there's all these other issues that come up with his past and with the Catholic Church and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's fair. I was like, okay, I get that. These things are real. That can happen. And that's the reason why he was kind of open to suggestion. Where it went south, definitely for me, was something kind of started evolving during the film that kind of pissed me off. And I said, oh God, here we go again. So I was not happy with this movie at all because it started going down another path that made you forget about the main issue. And because of that, it kind of distracted from that. It wasn't scary. It wasn't, horrifying. There was a couple of jump scares that didn't really do much for me or anybody in the theater for that matter. People were kind of laughing. There were some scenes that were laughable. I was laughing. But when I realized the direction this film was taking, there's a side story to this film that made me go like this guy right here, that look, the look on that face there, that, yeah, like that. And I couldn't anymore. I wanted to get up and leave in the final act of the film, but I said, no, I got to sit through this. I just got to. And thank God the movie was only 15 minutes long, because it gave me a chance to, still get back while the sun was up. Because boy, this movie was bad. It had its horror tropes, it had its famous possession tropes with the snap, crackle, pop, and the, whatever. And, it had all that. And not to mention, like I said, other things that just annoyed the living crap out of me that had no relevance at all to the story, no relevance at all to the plot. There was no point of it being there. And there were certain things that were stated. I heard this word again, patriarchy. Remember that from the last Exorcism? How I got upset about that? That word came up again. It just got on my final nerve. So, the director that was trying to direct the movie and trying to help Russell Crowe get his lines together, he was a douche. Like he was exploiting Russell Crowe's personal issues and personal losses to bring out the character he was trying to portray, and that kind of backfired in a very bad way throughout the film. There were certain things that I had to just question, and just had to kind of ask the movie makers of this particular film, the writers. Did you really do your homework right? I mean, if you wanted to center on the whole idea of the cursed movie project, right? That movies like The Omen, The Exorcist, and Poltergeist have been known for, then you could have just centered on that and focused on, but it didn't really focus on that. It became something else, something that we've gotten to see so many times these days in movies in general, and especially in demon possession movies, that made me go, this is just another BS story. I can't believe Russell Crowe actually um did this movie, considering that the wide success of the Pope's Exorcist a year ago, which I thought was far better than this piece of crap. So with all due respect to Russell Crowe, a legendary actor, I don't think he should have been in this movie. I didn't know anybody else. His daughter also had a sidekick also, that was also part of the movie, that they were both trying to figure this out, to help her dad and whatnot. And again, there are things that develop in this film that just didn't do it right for me. So I'm gonna give this movie one stinking coffee cup. I'm never gonna see this crap again. I don't want to. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. This is really dumb. These movies gotta get better. I mean, there's so many more horror movies to come. So why don't we just hold on to hope, okay, and see what else comes up? There's other horror movies coming up this summer, this fall. Looking forward to it. Have you seen the Exorcism? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me your thoughts on that. And if you like the content here, please consider subscribing and tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. I'm sorry I couldn't bring you better news than this. Feel free to watch it. I'm not telling you not to. Just go in there with a grain of salt, is all I'm saying. Okay? Ralph Perez, Horror and Coffee. Till next time, take care.